Hello there, everybody. This is Odd Gaming here, and today we're going to be ranking every single Cold War Zombies map in a tier list. Now, personally, I do like Cold War Zombies, mainly because of its mechanics and gameplay, and because like so smooth and all that sort of stuff. The boss zombies are also unique, but some of the Treyarch's decisions are questionable to say the least. But at the very least, they actually did create a few maps that are interesting in the atmosphere and story side. And I think you might know which one of them is it. And if you know, good job. You are a veteran zombies player. So before we actually start ranking the maps, let's just say what we're gonna be ranking them with. So we're gonna be ranking the maps based on their atmosphere and if it's interesting or not, like the skybox and the areas. Do they like have any purpose? Do they intrigue you or not? The wonder weapons would be something we should rank them on. See if the wonder weapons like powerful or not. Is it does it fit with the map? Does it fit? Does it is it enjoyable to use? Is it complicated? Is it worth getting and all that sort of stuff? The boss zombies are gonna be also ranked. If the boss zombies are designed well, it's designed well in the gameplay and its design is really good, that would obviously be a positive, and many other things perhaps like Firebase-Z's assault rounds, which as we're about to talk about Firebase-Z, it is actually our worst Cold War Zombies map with Firebase-Z. Now, I think most of us would agree, but Firebase-Z isn't a bad map. It's just decent and all. It's useful for comma grinding, but other than that, it's nothing much other than the fact that it has the Reiki. The Reiki Wonder Weapon is actually a good Wonder Weapon to use, a very entertaining from the gameplay. When I played with the Reiki for a bit, it's actually entertaining, it's really good, it's really powerful. Although I don't know how it works in the higher rounds of the super sprinters, since I don't get that much time myself. What I do appreciate in Firebase Z though is the assault rounds, which is a different take on the dog rounds, even though maybe some people do not like it. I think it's a good addition, especially with the quote unquote boss fight, which all it really is just kill him before he goes and destroys power. The skybox of the map is also great, to be honest. The sky looks absolutely beautiful with the yellow lighting of the sunrise or sunset. And mimics do are actually quite a bit of an annoyance for some people, but I think it's decent to good boss to that fits with the map. Don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure how it fits in the map, but it is a unique boss after all. So let's go over the problems that this map has, which is the return of manglers. I mean, I don't know. It isn't that bad on Firebase Z, but as we go through the maps, he returns on basically every other map in Cold War Zombies, and it proves to be a nuisance. It proves to be a nuisance, especially in Maur Der Toten. The Bangdars didn't exist, that map would have been actually a great map. It would have actually been a great map to play. Yeah, I would make Cold War Zombies a bit better overall. But I mean, that's the problem with the game. Spam, spam, spam. Which is basically every other map after the machine. It always has the spam of boss zombies. This point's gonna be returning in other maps. But just so you know, another con of this map is it spams boss zombies a bit too much. I don't know, like five boss zombies, like three manglers, three mimics. Especially maybe once we reach super sprinters, they prove to be a nuisance. And thirdly, it might be a personal thing for myself, and that the map gets stale uh, too fast. It doesn't have anything to intrigue you back into the map itself, other than the Reiki, of course. other than the Reiki, doesn't have anything to prove its worth, prove that it's worth coming back to, and that's why Firebase-Z is at the bottom of our list. Coming just behind Firebase-Z is gonna be Forsaken, surprisingly, the newest Cold War Zombies map. You might be wondering why Forsaken, you may ask. So, I mean, the map isn't that bad, but it does have some questionable decisions and some stuff that make it less appealing as a map overall. So first, let's talk about the positives as usual. The first one is the new wonder weapon that for Forsaken, it's called Cruiser Axe. It's basically an axe, the melee version, which is really powerful, one shots until the 40s. And there's the SMG part, which is decent but not great. The wonder weapon is really fun to use overall. Even I have fun using it. And while the cursed axe is always fun to use. Secondly, the ray gun returns in this map, which sadly didn't return to from Firebase-Z. But the ray gun Cold War is really strong and powerful and fun to use. So that's always a positive in my opinion. And thirdly, we got the return of disciples, which is done decently well. It's like the situation with Firebase-Z, but it's better than Firebase-Z for the fact that Manglers are just a boss zombie came from Black Ops 3 and Gorod Krovi. And I mean, in Firebase-Z, all they did was Nazi sign. And here, well, it's nothing. They didn't change anything, but it isn't that bad that they returned the disciples. If that was the only thing they returned, then that would have been all right. Disciples and the abomination, that would have been good. But that isn't the case. So that going through that smoothly with the consequences that for the problems that this map has, which is the return of manglers, mimics, and plague hounds, but I don't think they spawn in normally. That's when you do the Chrysalax, when you try to create it by yourself, the Easter egg for that. The manglers, well, they also spawn normally, so they're a bit of a nuisance really because they have no point in being in the map overall. So it's like that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense why they're there. It's always there from Firebase-Z and onwards. There's every map after Firebase-Z in the Cold War zombie life cycle. There is a mangler, which is frustrating and to be said the least. Secondly, the teleporters. Well, it isn't that the teleporters themselves are bad. It's that they are used a bit too much. They're used a bit too much, in my opinion. I mean, there's like 4 teleporters connecting from spawn to place with jug, placed from with jug to place with who knows the arcade machine, and then from the arcade machine area to the office, which is basically campaign, and then from the campaign area with some zombies to the pack-a-punch area, and I mean that's all. There is some zip lines so you can use, so you could avoid some teleporters, but inevitably you're gonna be running through teleporter after teleporter after teleporter, which sucks to be honest. I mean, they were stretched tight, so I guess Treyarch all they had to do. They were resorted to using a bunch of teleporters to connect them up together. I mean, it is a campaign mission map after all, so yeah. I mean, yeah, going through talking about it being used a campaign mission, using a campaign mission as a foundation. We have that the atmosphere isn't captivating because, well, I mean, there's a map that's specifically made for campaign, but you want to create it as a round-based zombies map. It's not that easy to do that, and Maur Der Toten did the best job at using a campaign map, so that but still making it entertaining and captivating to see look looks really nice to look at Maur Der Toten. And but in Forsaken's sake, it isn't that captivating. Some places literally are like clean, very clean, just like a Doritos ad. They're that clean, and that. It looks off. It looks odd, to be honest. It doesn't feel like a facility. The layer of Kranvenkov and where you fight the boss fight. And the tormentors do prove to be an issue, but I mean, I'll put it in the cons because I mean they have no purpose overall. All they are is just suicide bombers. So this is why Forsaken is like the third spot of this tier list. The second best Cold War Zombies map is actually the first Cold War Zombies map, the Machine, which is the map that I think I played the most time of in 3 days actually, 3 days of in-game time. So that's gonna be an achievement that I'm gonna keep, but I think it's gonna be beaten with Maur Der Toten because I mean I think you know which one is the first one, but anyway, let's just get there fast. So let's state up the pros of this map. The fact one of them is when you try to get the Pack-a-Punch for the first time, or any time you want to get the Pack-a-Punch, you go to the anomaly, right? And then after you go to the anomaly, you're gonna go to the dark ether, and that mode and looks very colorful, very colorful. I like it. I like especially that it's dark and not bright. It's like dark tone. The sky is black or bluish black, which I really love them personally. Thankfully, you could go there anytime you want. So that's really great. That's one of the special things, actually. It's a special thing about this map because it doesn't come back anytime soon. At least maybe until Vanguard or something like that. So secondly, we say the Megaton. The Megatons, I think it's one of, if not the best Cold War Zombies boss in my opinion. It's so good. It's so powerful. Yet it fits into the map and doesn't get spammed. I love it. I absolutely adore the fact that it's challenging, yet it doesn't infrequent. He comes infrequently. Thirdly, it's the map where it introduced the godly ray gun from Cold War Zombies. So we're gonna give the Machina the appreciation that it needs for introducing the greatest ray gun to ever exist. At least in this timing of this video, which is October 2021. Let's just say that. So let's go over the cons of this map, which it does have some cons. One of them is the atmosphere isn't really interesting. It doesn't have much going on for it, personally. It's snow, white snow, and abandoned building, and a facility underground. That's all. I mean, that's how I could describe it in a nutshell. But there's a lot more to that, but yeah, I think we could add that to the cons of the map. The setup process also is simple and fast. It could be a pro or a con. Personally, I would like it to be something like the Forsaken or the Maur Der Toten setup process, where you need to do a little bit, some stuff at least, so that it feels rewarding. I'd like to do some stuff to earn the Pack-a-Punch, not just build it very simply with power. It's like, because I like Shadows of Evil that much, I like Black Ops 3, I think it's having an influence on it personally. So it's either a pro or a con. Personally, I would like it to be in the con area. The Die Wonder Weapon, I mean, I'm not sure, you could place it anywhere you'd like. The Die Wonder Weapon is look, in before the season 6 update, the Die Wonder Weapon would have been very easily been in the con tab of this tier list and ranking it, and then I would have put Forsaken above the Machina. But after this update, I changed my mind after it was you were able to upgrade the wonder weapon, and this is why one of the machines die wonder weapon does have some unique abilities of itself, but I don't know how to place it either in the pros or the cons. The die machine and forsaken are interchangeable depending on the person. Personally, I just like the machine better than forsaken in my opinion. The die wonder weapon is the same situation. It's either in the pro or the con depending on the person, and this is why the machine is the second best Cold War Zombies map. And well, you know which one's the best Cold War Zombies map, which we'll go to. And the best Cold War Zombies map is Maur Der Toten, as you might have known, maybe from the thumbnail. Yes, maybe the thumbnail. I might do it so that it shows the best Cold War Zombies map in the main thumbnail with the text as usual. So, Maur Der Toten is actually my favorite zombies map, and most zombies players favorite Cold War Zombies map, and we're gonna be talking statistically half-assed statistics on why Maur Der Toten is a good zombies map, even maybe even a great zombies map if a certain con wasn't a con and didn't exist. So let's talk about the pros of this map. And the atmosphere of this map is captivating. It's almost the only it's the only captivating Cold War Zombies map in the atmosphere side. I mean, war torn Berlin, torn from both sides, and then Raptor 1 being captured, and you get to hear the villains talk, quote unquote, good villains. Dr. Peck is, yeah, okay, but like we like to hear Dr. Peck every once in a while. It's really interesting. Really interesting atmosphere, really good. That's what we said before. Secondly, the Cerberus Wonder Weapon is one of my favorite wonder weapons in the game. Original Cold War Zombies wonder weapon other than the Chrysalax. Why? One, it has a unique way, of getting its other forms, which is just drops on the ground, and when you pick up the other forms, it refills your wonder weapon ammo. So you will never run out of wonder weapon ammo if you pick up the other forms from the ground. Which, I mean, the only form that's actually useful in the high rounds is the explosive ones. But other than that, the Cerberus is a really good wonder weapon in my opinion. Thirdly, it's the map that introduced Disciples. Disciples is a better take on the water zombies from Black Ops 4, which, while I didn't play much of Black Ops 4, I mainly played that in Classified and 9. I mean, I should go and play Ancient even sometime, but we'll see, maybe. Who knows? But Disciples are a better take on the Catalyst zombies. Do they call them that? I think. Yeah, it's the water zombie that heals the other zombies to give them literally double HP and make them stronger while it runs away. In the Disciples, the cases does actually give the some zombies increased strength and not an entire horde. I think it does that in Black Ops 4, but I don't know. Yes, and then after it gives the maximum amount of zombies that it can give its extra power to, it will actually start attacking you. So you have to actually kill it, not only because it's gonna make the zombie stronger, but because it's gonna cause a threat to you. And that's one good boss right there. And fourthly, of course, the ray gun returns in this map. We all love the Cold War Zombies ray gun. We all know that already, so let's go over the cons of the map. First off, we got the spam of bosses, but not really. I mean, it does spam quite the amount of disciples, but it's the best map at handling the spams of zombies because it doesn't have that many boss zombies to use, really. So too much of a boss would make the map stale. Secondly, it's the map that introduced tormentors, which is just a rip of a zombie in Call of Duty World War II. Does it has no purpose other than to be a suicide bomber, as we said before, and maybe the Hellhounds would have been a better choice. Maybe a reskin of that would have been a bit better, in my opinion, than suicide bombers. Thirdly, we got the return. Yes, the return of Manglers again and again and again. It's really irritating because if they didn't return the Manglers on this map would have been. I would have said that this was one of the best maps to ever be released in zombies. But what do we do? They return the Manglers, and that results in the map being suffered. They suffered the map, decreasing its quality. We all hate the Cold War Mangler because it has no purpose in returning. I mean, if it was just an outbreak in Firebase-Z, I would and out. Yeah, Onslaught. Yeah, forget about Onslaught. I haven't played Onslaught Containment. Yeah, we should also talk about Onslaught, but we'll not talk about Onslaught because we're talking about Cold War Zombies map tier lists, not Onslaught. So we talked about the return of Manglers. Lastly, what I have in my notes is that it takes a while to get used to the map layout. So the map is quite huge, has large amounts of verticality, and well, the zip lines I love the zip lines, just like Mr. Taylexify. I do like the zip lines gameplay and how they're involved and giving you, if you know the map layout, good for you. You would know some shortcuts and you could go from area to area faster than ever. But it does take time to get used to it. But after you get used to it, this will no longer be a con and would actually be useful for you, for that you can traverse the map faster and faster than when you first opened that map. So this is our rating for the Cold War Zombies map tier list. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Maybe you could consider watching my Minecraft Hard Survival Series playlists, the series that I'm doing. Hopefully I get to play Dying Light 2. Maybe Vanguard later on once it actually has a round-based zombies map and that it actually has some people talking about it. Thank you all guys for watching and we'll see you in the next video or on the Discord server, and goodbye.